Right. Now I should be ready to go here. Just down. Just over here somewhere. All right. So today, what I wanted to look at, because this is due, this is the third. This is due tonight, your Unit 1 programming exercise. Is there anyone in here that has any questions or did not do it? Okay.
So the number 2 question, let's say to write steps in programming. Are we supposed to write it in the Lucid chart or
You can
Microsoft Word?
You can do that one either way. If you want to just submit one document, then you can pull a text box in Lucid Chart. And I think after we quit the other day, Tayshawn, he's not here right now. He had trouble because it didn't let him start another document. Did any of you all have that problem in Lucid Chart? Okay, well, what I had him do was to just go in and, let's see here. I thought it didn't used to do that. That's a new thing where it's only letting you do a certain number of documents. And so what I would have you do is, like, say this is one that I did and I've already printed it out or saved it as a PDF. Just take that document and just edit it and change the name of it. And it should let you do that. It just won't let you create a new document 3 times, I think. Is that what it said? What's your name?
Well, you can, I think it says like you can't have more than like 3 documents.
3, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So if that's the case, it should let you edit and save. Did it let you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. So even if you just have 3 documents, you can use those 3 over and over once you save it as a PDF. So what I was saying, quadri,
Yeah.
right, is that for that question number 2, that's what he was asking. Could you do it in a Word document? Yes, you can. You can also pull a text box over here and just say that this, oops, not that far over because that won't print on one page. Then you would just say that this is number 2, exercise number 2, or just say exercise, whatever you want to say. Oops, if I spelled it right. Exercise number 2, and then you would just type it out here. That's one way, or if you did it on a separate document, that's fine too. Okay. All right, so let's look then at that. Then we won't go over those because I want to give everybody time to put it in if you haven't done it yet. So on Wednesday, if you have any questions about it, we can go over and solve that problem. But what I wanted to do, this is the one that is due next Monday, and also this assignment. So first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about variables. I think we did cover most of chapter 1, so I'm going to go over, because we did do that because we were doing some of the problems at the end. So we're going to look at this guy first. Has anyone done this assignment yet? Has anyone installed Python on their computer at home? Okay, good. And some people were having trouble installing PyCharm, some of my online students. So let me show you what this video, you'll have periodic assignments as part of this, because this is like a 2-hour video. I tell you just certain ones that you do, and I tell you the exact location. So like on this assignment, if you click here.
In this course, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to get started programming in Python. The Python is one of the most popular programming languages out there.
Let me show you some. Okay, so if you actually open it in, why is it not letting me? If you actually open it in YouTube, I thought it would let you do that. Let me go there. Because then you can, yeah.
And it's by far one of the most sought after for
once
Java.
you're here, He also gives you some other, which I've listed these in resources, that kind of give you more practice in Python if you're not understanding it or something, gives you the core concepts. But also right here when you click show more, this is where all the exact location on the video that these particular exercises are. And so when I assigned this one, I told you to do the introduction, then the installing Python and PyCharm. And if you've already installed and you don't need any help, then you don't have to look at this one. But he does everything using PyCharm. I used to use the editor idle, which is also okay. It's just that if you take script programming, PyCharm is one that's gives you a little bit more debugging. People like it better. To me, idle is more straightforward. But this shows you how to install it on your home computer. And then he has you do setup in Hello World. So I'm telling you exactly where in the length of this, it's actually a 4.5-hour video. So you can scroll to just those assignments. He does drawing a shape, variables and data types. So he really gives you some good practice on working with variables, and then working with strings and working with numbers. And so this exercise is due by next Monday, okay? So it gives you some added Python work, whereas our textbook is strictly solving problems using the pseudocode and flowcharting. And when we get into MindTap, we always have some Python problems, but it doesn't really give you very much instruction on how to do those Python problems in MindTap. So I use this guy's tutorial, and if you already know some Python, and what I have you do is to do these, complete the tutorials through working with numbers, complete the 4 exercises, starting with drawing a shape. So you will have 4 little Python scripts, and you would take a screenshot of each one. When you do it off of your computer, take a screenshot, and you can save them all in one document and submit them in this exercise. Because if I was in, let me get in student mode here. So up here, should be all student view. Okay, so when I'm in student view, down here, it has variables. So it will have this submit assignment. So all you will need to submit, you don't have to submit your Python scripts in this problem. I just want a screenshot showing me that you worked along with this guy and did these 4 exercises. So you'll have 4 outputs and 4 scripts. Right, so on the way PyCharm works, you should be able to do a screenshot of the script and the results right there together. And so, but there will be 4 separate ones. So this is just to help you along and give you some more instructions so that when you get into MindTap and you have to do those Pythons, you know more what you're doing, because they don't give you anything in there much. But we'll also work through some of those. But he has the tutorial there, so there's no need in me going through that in class, because you can watch that on your own and do that. So that one's due by next Monday, and the exercise Unit 1, number 8. So what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the wait, let me see if that's what I have you do. I think I give you all. Yeah, I give you, we will complete 8A in class for the lecture class and video online, complete the problem Unit 1 8B, and I have included 8A here. Please submit the PDF, flowchart, pseudocode, and the Python script. And here's what you're to call it, U1_8B, and your initials. Don't type out the words, your initials, actually put your initials there, okay? I have had students not understand that. So like if this was my 8B answer, it would say U1_8BDW.pdf, okay? So these are the two files you'll submit, flowchart and pseudocode, and a Python script. But first of all, I give you these, and we're going to look at them. We're going to look at that problem right now, and we're going to work them out so you can see where these came from. So let's go into MindTap. Get over here. Let's see. Is that one I wanted? No. Let's see. Hope this is right. Don't ever have to sign in. My laptop. Okay, let's see here. All right, so we're going to go to the programming exercises in Unit 1. And let's see, that is in the read section. Okay, here's the exercises, and if we go down, that's the review, down to, if there's any of these two that you want to do, we can work some of these, but I'm for sure going to do this one first so that you'll see what your problem is for, so you can start working on it next. It's really not for until next Monday, so I guess we will meet on Wednesday, but I still thought it'd be good to go ahead and have y'all do this. So draw a flow chart or write pseudocode, and I remember I have you all, that should say and, to represent the logic of a program that allows the user to enter an hourly rate and hours worked. The program outputs the user's gross pay. So this is the one that we're going to do in class, and then your actual problem is to modify that program that computes gross pay to allow the user to enter the withholding tax rate. The program outputs the net pay after taxes have been withheld. Okay, so we talked, or he talks about it in that other video, I don't know if we have yet or not, about variables and constants. And a constant is a particular kind of a variable that doesn't change, whereas most variables you can ask the user for input and it can change every time. But your rate of pay every time you run the program is going to be the same. So hourly pay rate is going to be what we call a constant, and what you're going to ask the user for is hours worked. So let's look at, let me go back over to where Lucid Chart is. And so if you want to start this with me, then you'll modify it for your 8B portion. So I'm just going to, oh, I should have stayed. I didn't need to open it again, huh? What is this one? All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this because I want to be sure that I can, I don't use the same one. So I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to call it what I want you to name the B, only this one will be A. So what did I tell you in the problem to name it? U1 8B. So this will be U1 8A, right? So Unit 1 underscore 8A, oops, and my initials. And you don't have to put .pdf because it will save it that way. So then I need to take that off. Okay, so this is one that I'm going to rename this one to. And so I'm going to get rid of this box because I don't need it. And so now I can just go in here. If I want to do pseudocode first, I'm going to take these out, right? Because I know I'm going to have, oh, I think that's, no, that wasn't. So this said, was that one already done? I don't know. It says hours. Okay, so if I look back at that problem, oops, not that one. It says, I'm going to represent the logic of a program that allows the user to enter an hourly pay rate. Oh, so hourly pay rate, I did not read the whole thing, is not a constant because I'm asking the user to enter it, right? So how many inputs do I have in this problem? 2. Very good. All right, so I'm going to go over here in my pseudocode. I'm going to say input hours and rate. You can call it whatever you want. You could say hourly rate, okay? However, whatever variable name that you want to give it. And so next, what does it tell me to do? Oops, where'd it go? Right here. It says to calculate the gross pay, right? So how do you calculate the gross pay if you've got the hours and the hourly rate? How do you do that? Just one calculation, right? Tayshaun, you know? How would you calculate your gross pay if you knew what your rate of pay was and you knew how many hours you worked? Right. Hours times rate. So I need another variable name. Let's call it GPay or something like that for gross pay, all right? GPay equals hours times rate. And so now I need one more step in my problem. What's the last step? Output. So say output, or I could say print output. GPay is all it told me to output, right? And stop. So that's all there is to my pseudocode. So now all I have to do is go over here, and this stays the same, but my input's going to be different, right? My input would say hours, and I could have two input parallelograms, or I can simply say comma rate, input hours and rate. So if it makes more sense to you to have 2 parallelograms, says input hours, input rate, you can do it that way, or you can put all your input into one parallelogram. Then okay, so what does this processing step need to say? GPay. Very good. Hours times rate. Okay, and my output is just simply GPay. So now I would export this as, or it should be what is already in that problem for you. You can either use mine or yours, and then you're going to modify it for part B. Part B, you're going to have to ask for another rate, the tax withholding rate, right? Isn't that what part B asks you to do? Ask for the, you're going to have 2 changes, because you're going to ask for that rate, and then you're going to have to multiply times the gross pay times the tax rate and subtract it. Okay. Oh, they didn't. It was my doctor, but they canceled real quick. Okay, so now what we want to do is take this and put it into Python. So I'm going to go over here to PyCharm. Let's see if I can find it. I thought they were going to call me back. Just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I was going to idle and I actually don't want idle, I want PyCharm. So let's go. Where's PyCharm? Must be out on my desktop here. Is that where y'all's is? Out on the desktop, maybe? Okay, clear. This. Let me see. So. Okay, is PyCharm right here somewhere? Usually is out. Yeah, there it is. I'm telling you, my eyes are bad today. Okay, let's see here. So we basically can take our pseudocode. What I sometimes do is put my pseudocode at the top as a comment so that I have it to refer to. I know this is a really simple problem, so probably that isn't as necessary as it is sometimes. There was the Hello World project, okay. Oh, I don't need to see the tips. Close. Okay, so I'm going to go create a new project here. Actually, let's just do it this way. I think I can right-click New Python file. So I'm going to call this one what it was, U1_8A DW. Okay, so it put it right under my Hello World folder, but you probably have, you can have a different name for your folder out there if you want. But here's the one, so it's not going to work in that one, but I can look over there if I need some help on something. But on this one, okay, I'm going to say this is my, I'm going to put a comment up here and say this is Unit 1, number 8A exercise. And so that tells me what it is. And that's just a comment that doesn't have anything to do with whether the Python runs or not. Oh, they're saying there's an update to PyCharm down here. All right, so the first thing I have is my input. But remember in Python, if I'm doing input, I'm going to put the variable name first, hours equals, yes.
It's not on
What's not?
PyCharm.
In PyCharm? Oh, okay, you gotta go over here and do right click. And then go up here to new. And then down here. Now, so this one will say hours. Is that text big enough y'all can see it? Probably not as far back, huh? Let me see if I can. There's usually a, this is in my way. I think in PyCharm it's maybe under appearance. No, where's that at? Settings, or I forget where PyCharm makes it bigger. Say like preferences somewhere. Well, I was going to try to make it bigger, but maybe not. Let's see. I can't remember where that's at on the Windows version. Comment, reformat. Should be here. Enter main menu, details on tree view. Parameter, recent. Does anybody find where to enlarge the text? Maybe. It's usually like preferences or settings. There was a settings over here somewhere. Let's see if that's it. Yeah, maybe that's it. Appearance, use custom. There we go. Okay, let me make the font bigger here. Maybe that's not letting me. Animated windows. Editor, that's probably it right there. Font. There we go. Font Consolus or something. That's a weird font. Let's see, I always like to use, but they're not offering that. It's a little, some of them are easier to read than others. Maybe I'll try that one. Let's see. Only I'm going to make it a lot bigger. Let's make it like 18. There we go. Apply. Okay, there we go. That's a little bigger. Okay, so we're going to say, and y'all's probably already got it done now, hours equals, and we want it to be, do we want it to be integer, float, what kind of we don't want it to come in as a string, right? Oh, calling me back. Y'all see if you can get that coded, and I'll figure out what's wrong with it. Hello? Yes. Thanks a lot. Anybody get it? Wow. Can't get this to quit ringing on my new phone. My new iPhone. I watch, I mean. Okay. Anybody get it working? No? Anybody? Just, did you get it? No, you didn't either? Okay. All right, so what we want to do is make it an integer first. Integer input. Did I do it backwards again? Let's see, I think this is right. Input, and then we have to say, please, oops, not like that. Please enter hours worked. Isn't that what it's asking us to do? So then we'll say, please enter hours worked. And if you put a space, then it doesn't make it so crowded when you enter it, you know. So now that should be right. And what's the other input? Rate. So now I'll say rate. Oops. And rate may need to be float because it could be like 10.50, right? So it could have a decimal point in your rate. You could get paid $10.50 an hour, not just $10 an hour, right? So we're going to make this one float, but the statement should be the same. Input, please enter your pay rate. Okay. Now, what was our calculation then? What is it? G pay equals hours times rate. So then, I don't know why I highlighted those. Okay, then we have in Python, how do we say output? Print. So it'll say print. And we can do it this way so we'll know what we're printing. Gross, oops, gross pay is, and then we put comma, and it's called GPay. Okay, let's see if it'll run. Oops, it won't with print spelled that way. Okay, so now I need my run, which here's one. You can either use this or you can go over here to run and say run, and we don't want to run hello DW, right? So we want to take this run and tell it to run this one. So it says, did you just come up with this? Please enter hours worked. So you put your there. Let's do it something easy like, let's say 40 hours, oops, 40, enter. Please enter your pay rate. Let's just do it where we can calculate it in our head. If we put 10, then it should just be 400, right? That's pretty easy. Let's see if that's right. Ooh, we got it right. So the program to calculate your pay. Now, who couldn't get it to work? Blake and Alan. Oh. Okay. 10, I just put 10. Did you get it out?
No.
What is this? Oh, because you got two things going first. Everybody else okay? What is yours doing? Oh, you got to put, the quote needs to be after is, not after GPay, because that's a variable. So then take it off here. And then put after is. No. Quote and then the comma. Oh, your G, that's indented, and it can't be, those two lines gotta be flush over against the side, just like front to our, so put your cursor up there and backspace. Not there yet. No. No. No, why that one wasn't against the. Okay, now put G. Now up here. Okay. All right, so this is part A. So now you're going to do part B on your own. So you can modify, because I want to see, and that will be, that's not actually due till next Monday. So let me see, but we need to also, I think next Monday is also when we start chapter 2. Let me look. Here again. Anybody else have any questions about what you do? This should be the PDF and the Python that we just did. So if you lose it or you don't have yours, you have something to look at when you do this problem, okay? So, here we go. Yes.
So for this assignment, we have to submit both a PDF and a Python script?
Yes. And oh, I didn't even put in there. If you put a screenshot of your PyCharm, you still need to put the Python so if I have trouble seeing what you're doing, okay? So, okay, like what we just did, we did this. Okay, so this is the same thing that I want you to do on that variables exercise. Take a screenshot of this. So you're going to actually have 3 things that you submit. Your PDF with your pseudocode and flowchart, and a screenshot of this running, and then go ahead and submit your actual file U1_8BDW.
And then do we have to submit both the flowchart and pseudocode, or can we just do one together?
Both this time. I want to make sure y'all get them both down on this first test. You'll be required to do both, and then after that, I'll let you do either or. Okay, so let me go back to where we're at here. Oops, no, I didn't want that. All right, so in here, this one's due tonight. This one's due Monday, and Unit 2. So actually, I'm going to probably start covering Unit 2 on Wednesday, but I'm giving you till Monday to post that test in, and we'll probably start some of these. So we're getting done way early. Do you guys want to do any more of those programming exercises? Anybody? Y'all okay with all of these? I mean, are you okay with what we did? You think you can do 8B and that other one if you haven't posted it, this one? Okay, so on Wednesday then, we'll go ahead and cover Unit 2. We'll start lecturing on Unit 2. And so we're going kind of slow, but this first part, it's real important that you understand, and if you're not getting it, you need to let me know, okay? All right, you guys went off early? I need to go to the eye doctor anyway. Okay, did you have a question, Tasha? Nope, okay. Anybody else have anything? Okay,
I have a question.
Okay, Ruth.
I'm still having issues downloading even Python or PyCharm onto my Windows 10. It's not letting me use it or run it.
Did you look at this guy's?
Yeah, I tried to download from his links, and excuse me, my operating system won't let me because I'm in S mode, I think.
Well, I don't know anything about that. You would have to, I'm not even sure. There might be the guy downstairs. Do you ever come on campus?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, there's a tutor on Professor Ken Dewey's door. There's a schedule there, and there's a guy named Joshua, and he's just right around the corner. They're there pretty much, but his schedule is there, and those guys could help you. Is yours a laptop?
Yes.
Okay, just bring your laptop in, and I imagine they can figure it out, or the lab supervisor we have up here, because I'm not as familiar with Windows.
Okay.
And so they can look at it. That help?
All right, I'll do that. Yeah, that helps a lot. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Anybody else? No, Blake had a question. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video, Ruth, if you're done. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, stop it.